Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to my secondary channel, the number one grinder, real talk. Yours truly, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube, the best of the business. Got another one for y'all. The, the underrated boxing talk number 61. Hit you with the 59 and 60. We hit you with that now. We hitting you with 61. You gonna talk some boxing. So let me read this out. First song. Just remember us as the righteous ones. We are still be winners. That's the real. All right, just remember that. Just remember that. All right, so we are always, as long as we do it righteous, we winners. Right? So what we want to do, hit you with this intro, and we'll be right back.
What y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me? I'm the Osiris of this shit. Check this out. Perfect. Champion, way of the warrior, champion eyes, get back up, my spirit cries.
But you're a well-rounded warrior. You keep on fighting. That's what I am. Well-rounded warrior. I say for me, I've been passed over my family, my fans, so-called family, some so-called family members, some friends, and etc. Pass over me. They feel that I'm not even there, and I used to accept it as I'm gonna prove something to you. Nah, that I have to understand when I get older is what I am. And I have to understand that when I'm moving of a certain space of my life to strive to do better, not that many people are going to understand your vision. Not many people is refused to understand the growth of your vision, of your self-vision. The growth of your vision help some.
You ain't lying.
Hello?
Yo, yo,
All right, that was me. Sorry. What's going on? What's going on, fam?
what's going on? What's going on? Underrated?
All right, man. Earlier, man, we was like, we was talking some good stuff. Everything. Cut this down, cut this down, cut this down, cut this down a little bit. Yeah, so we was calling some good stuff, Gary Russell and other things. So what's on your mind before people come before coming in?
Uh, Nothing, man. It's like we talked earlier, man. Some people are just blind, man. People don't see what's going on out here in boxing, man. People are blind, man. You know, people got eyes and still can't see what's going on here, man. And it's sad. It's sad because one thing about me, I'm not no fanboy. I don't pick sides. When I see something, I'm gonna call it. I'll still try to give that person the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, we know how the sport is. The
Yeah,
people that's not in it for real, that just sit back and do lives on it, and they ain't pulling up at these shows, and they don't know what's going on. A lot of people don't know what's going on. It's sad, man. People are lost, man. But me, I'm gonna voice my opinion. I'm always gonna say what I think is right. I don't need nobody to back me up on anything I say. I don't need nobody to vouch for what I say. You know, the same way everybody else that they get to voice their opinion on how they feel about it. I'm gonna do the same thing, and that's how it is. Especially when I'm on my show. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lay it out the way I feel like it needs to be laid out.
yeah, yeah. I think we got to see things for what it is. Like I was saying earlier on your IG thing, gotta see things what it is.
Yeah,
You can't,
people
you
don't
can't,
want.
you can't. Yeah, you can't. I'm sorry, God.
No, I just said people don't want to though. People blind, man. They don't see what's going on, man.
No.
People blind. I mean, it's not a coincidence what happened to Gary Russell. It's not a coincidence. You know, of course, yeah, the whole with the thing with his shoulder, yes, that was something they were supposed to take care of. But it's no coincidence, man. You know what I mean? The
Uh-huh.
fix in boxing has always been it's not going anywhere. I don't even have to get into it. I'm gonna do a whole show about it tomorrow, though. But y'all see, y'all come over at IG and join me over there, and I'm gonna cook tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm trying to tell people, man. People see things where it's don't. I mean, don't be afraid. Don't make trying to pretend. Oh, it's not really happening. Things change. No, no, things ain't changed. No, I just come on.
I just don't be seeing what people be saying, and it be like it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy, like you know what I mean. But I'm not. One thing about me, I ain't gonna sit here and argue over a bunch of dudes that ain't paying my rent. That's just one thing I ain't gonna do. These people be out here beefing and going back, not beefing, but going back and forth about, man, these dudes ain't paying my rent. So at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with talking about them because you're a fan or you're a fan of the sport and you're upset about something or you want to see a certain fight. But just with me, I ain't going back and forth, man. That ain't in my league, man. You know what I mean? I represent amateur boxing. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm focusing on. While we arguing about these dudes over here that got a platform to run to and they get millions of dollars. I'm worrying about these dudes over here who don't have a platform to run to that one day they'll like to chase that million because they're looking to go pro or some are not. Some just boxing just a box. But that's what I'm looking at, man. But arguing over these dudes that won't even take the time probably to stop to give you a time a day or autograph. Some of them be like that. I'm not doing all that, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. It's like,
But my thing is this: if you don't think nothing's wrong with the sport of boxing, if you think that there's no fix in boxing and everything that just happens, okay then. So I guess Crawford taking top rank to court, that's just something he felt like doing. He has nothing else better to do. He's bored. But there's no fixing boxing. Shh, can't make this up, yo.
Yeah.
God. Can't make it up.
No, you can't.
But I was sitting here earlier thinking about it, and I was like, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it sometimes. But it's like I said, and this is gonna be the last week I talk about it, because as far as after this week, I'm not talking about no more Gary, because people always find one subject to get on, and they'll stay on that subject for weeks. People talk about Canelo, they'll stay on it for weeks. Everybody talks about. Hold on. People talk about Crawford and Spence. They'll spin on it. They'll stay on it for weeks. I'm like, we facing some real problems going on here in the world, and y'all sit there and talk about the same fighter for weeks.
Sometimes for months.
I'm like, damn. Well, what about the new prospect? What about the prospect that's coming out? Should we talk about that new fighter? They'll sit there and get on the same fighter for weeks, and it'll be the same people arguing over the same fighter for weeks. I don't want nobody to think that what I'm saying. I don't want people to take it the wrong way. A lot of people I'm cool with. But look, I'm just not about sugarcoating nothing. Not in 2022. I'm going to just let you know, man. I ain't with it.
But the question that I want to ask the people out there, right? Now I want you to understand what Brother McLean is saying. And I echo everything what he's saying too, because I feel the same way too. People, I'm talking about in boxing. All right. Do you get tired to hear about the same fighter for months? Do you get tired you hear the same narrative for weeks and months? You have to get tired of it. Or you just want to be part of that. You just want to be part of that program. Because I get tired of it. So that's what me and Clarence do. Probably do it in a different way, but we want to talk about something different. That's what's like what I do, especially for the last few months. I'm trying to, when I have my thumbnail up, I want people to see it's different. Like Rassoon was fighting this other fighter. Let's talk about that. You know what I mean? Have something different. Have something refreshing to say about. And it's getting tiring. It really is. It's like it was a once upon a time for a while. I wasn't even talking about boxing. Clever said, "Yeah, won't you just come back?" I said, "Yeah, but I'm just."
It makes you. For me, it makes somebody not want to do it. And this is the reason why when I do talk about it, I talk about what needs to be done and how you can make it better. Sometimes I'll talk about an old school fight, or sometimes I'll talk about what about this guy and that guy. That sounds like a good matchup. But I'm just like, okay, the same conversations about the same fighters. After a while, it just played out, and this is why I took the No Duck Zone and made it into this whole amateur thing where I said, man, forget that. I don't have time for that. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just don't. I was sitting here earlier thinking about it, even after I got off the live, and I'm like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. If you people walking around thinking that there's no fixing boxing, I don't care what it is. There's the fixing fighters before a fight. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. A fighter knows something is physically wrong with them. Go into the fight, take the fight anyway, and then tell you about the injury after. I don't want nobody to think that I'm taking a shot at Gary, because there was other fighters that have done that. Lomachenko did it after the Teofimo fight. Pacquiao did it after Floyd. It's been a pattern. Sometimes the fix is already in. Here we go. Here we go. Now they're gonna blame it on this. Here we go. Oh my God, it's his shoulder, it's his feet, it's his finger. Here we go. If y'all think that there's no fix in boxing, I don't know what y'all watching, because y'all ain't watching it.
Yeah, brother Watcher said he said he can't hop on. He said, but Fury and Wide decision to be announced this Friday.
Who?
You had to be Fury and Dillian.
Dillian White?
You had to be kidding me.
Mr. PED?
Yes. You had to be. You talk about wild animal eater and PED.
That's because Dillian White took it to arbitration.
Yeah.
That's why. Yo, check this out. I could care less about neither one of them, but I hope Dillian White gets knocked up. Out. Yo.
You have to be kidding me.
I'm not surprised, man.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. I can't even sit here and act surprised. Dillian White's looking for a good payday, and Tyson Fury's looking for another victim. Because he can't possibly think he got a chance of beating Tyson Fury. Absolutely not. He's looking for a good payday. Who better? Because if it was Wilder, it'd be his bigger payday. But Wilder's out right now. We don't know when he's returning. So right now, Fury, as much as we hate it, Fury's that guy right now.
Yeah. Wild animal eater against PED. PED shot.
Yeah. He is. He's that guy right now. So I'm not surprised they made that fight. My queen.
Thank you.
Welcome, baby.
What's up, sis?
Hey, Underrated said, what's up?
What's up? How
All
are
right,
you?
sis. I'm fine, sis.
Yeah, she good. We're about to get ready to eating a few. But yeah, man. I'm not surprised. I'm not even gonna act surprised that fight is happening, bro. I'm really not, because we can't say we didn't see this coming. We just didn't know when it was coming. He's been going to arbitration, so White's basically been fighting for this. Now it's happening.
Yeah. Oh man.
Listen. What did I just say? The fix is in.
Yeah. You can't make this up, family.
But there's no fix in boxing.
I gotta say this for the third time. Wild animal eater and PED popper.
Freddie versus Jason.
Wow, man.
Yo.
25 down, man. To eat wild animal. And this man got popped for PED.
You're gonna see Ronald McDonald versus the guy from the Burger King guy. That's gonna be the next fight.
And check it out. And blood type A came out positive, but what happened to the B part? You can't be. Yo, what the?
Boxing, please. Boxing, please. Terminated. Terminated.
You have to laugh at this. I'm saying, people, you have to laugh at this.
Watcher said he can't come on. He busy. Oh, I wish Watcher could come on.
Yeah, because I know he would have. Yeah, he would like this up. Yeah.
Yo, I mean, so Watcher said what? They didn't set a date for it? Did he say they set a date for it?
He said decision to be announced this Friday.
Well, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. That fight will not be here in America And it'll be a pay-per-view fight.
in New England, and it won't surprise if they fight in Wembley Stadium.
Hey, I'm gonna say it again. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. That fight will not be in America, and it'll be a pay-per-view fight. Oh man, yo, where's Don King when you need him?
Right, man.
Hey
Like, I
Don,
don't like.
hey Don, if you hear me, Don, come back home. We're sorry for everything we ever said, Don. Come home.
Despite we know you cheating and you bribe
Oh
people
man.
and you're robbing, man.
Nah, man. Look, Don. Ain't nobody robbed anybody like we getting robbed today. Oh man, Don, come back home. We need you right now. Yo, we need
Oh
somebody. Somebody.
man,
I'm gonna call my man Marcus Naw, Ohio runs boxing. I'm gonna call him and tell him, man, go find Don. Go find Don. Tell him we need Don. Tell Don we need him, man.
come on, Don. You gotta shake this up, Don. I don't know how
Hey,
you do it. How you gonna do it? Just do it, Don.
I don't even think I'm ordering this fight. Now, people talk about a Mario Barris and they don't like to keep Thurman. Hell, I don't too much like this one. And I don't think I'm really ordering no Dillian White and Tyson Fury. I don't like neither one of them dudes. And
I'm
it's
not
going to be
yet.
an early and it's going to be an early stoppage
Quick
because
stop.
Tyson Fury is going to one thing I can admit, he can box for a big man. He got good head movement, he got good feet work. Dillian is not going to know what to do with him. He's not going to know what to do with him.
Man, Dylan just won.
You got beaten, Dillian, by dudes smaller than Tyson Fury. So what are you going to do with him? Mm-mm. I'm telling you, that man looking for a good payday, and Dillian White going to be out for the rest of this year.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, he going to be out for the rest of this year because not because he got paid enough, it's because Tyson Fury going to put him out for the rest of this year. Oh man, you can't make this up.
Mm-hmm.
No comment. Boxing, please. Terminated.
Hey, so Dylan, you want a nice payer so you could pop some more than PEDs in your arm, aren't you? You ran out, did you?
Boxing, please.
Yo, check it out. See, this is by this Dylan boxing, boxing,
Boxing, please.
boxing, please.
Terminated. Boxing, please.
Boxing, please. Terminated. Oh.
Hey, did he even wake up from the did he ever wake up from the last knockout? I mean, geez.
Nah, he
Who is
didn't
that
wake
guy?
up.
I know. Wait a minute. I know a Philly guy when I see one, and I recognize the beard. Is that my Philly brother up there? Is that my 215 brother?
My guys, what's
Oh,
going on, y'all?
What's going
Jeff,
on,
you,
man?
my man Jeff came outside to play.
Hey
Okay, Jeff.
man, I've been at work all day long, man. I'm like, I just touched down probably maybe about 2.5 hours ago. So I just slid up off my joint. I seen the link. I was like, let me jump in here real quick. Make it do what it
Okay.
do. What's up, y'all?
We appreciate
What's up?
that, man. Thanks for your blessing to come here. Brother Watcher just mentioned that Fury and White decision going to be announced this Friday.
The what like the purse bid and all that?
No, the fight.
No, the fight.
The fight.
Oh, on whether they are gonna fight?
Yeah, they're gonna
No,
announce it this
no,
Friday.
they're gonna fight. They're gonna announce it this Friday.
They're gonna fight, yeah.
Oh, no, that's good. Cause all this step aside money and all this other stuff they talking, I'm like, why? Like, if you think you can beat Dillian White, just go in there and handle business. Same thing with Usyk. You know what I'm saying? If you think the first time wasn't a fluke against AJ, then go in there and handle business. Like,
Mhm.
why pay somebody $15 million to step aside when you ain't made $15 million in your whole career?
Sheesh.
You can't even afford to pay the step aside fee. Like, let's be honest.
Oh my God.
You can't see.
Boxing, please.
Am I lying? Am I lying?
Boxing, please.
Like, like it's just. I'm like, yo, prolonging the inevitable. Like, let's just get these fights going, and because I
Hey
feel like
Jeff,
it's a whole other division. What's up, C?
I told Underrated earlier. They think that when you say the fix is already in, they think the fix don't exist in boxing. I'm trying to tell you, man, these cats are not really boxing fans. They don't know. I'm telling you, the fix is always in boxing, but
Yeah, I mean,
you can't tell
we
you.
just saying it. We just saying it with Gary. We
Oh,
just saying it
oh,
with Gary.
Jacob, you know he left, right? Because we were talking about the same thing on Clarence IG hours ago, brother Jeff. We was talking about the same.
oh, God.
I didn't get a chance to see it because I was at work. I'll definitely double back and watch it. But I actually do have inside information to confirm that. So that's not even rumors or like cap. To be honest with you. So um I listen, I can give it to you on camera or off camera. It really don't matter to me. It's up to y'all.
Hey,
It's
we
up
ain't
to
shitting for
y'all.
nothing. Let's do
Huh?
it. Let's
All
do
right.
it. Let's do
So
it.
all right. So basically, um, I personally knew that his shoulder was messed up 3 weeks before the fight. This is
No, before
before he
before
announced it.
before let me start from one thing. I
Okay.
want people to understand this.
Hmm.
This is the man that do that very depth in boxing. So I want y'all to understand it. He knows what he's talking about. I want y'all to understand that. Ain't no hole in the wall BS.
Nah,
He
not at
knows
all.
it. So
I
I want y'all to pay attention now. Cause I didn't mean to cut you. You can go ahead,
No,
brother.
you good, you good, you good. Um, yeah, I found out about 3 weeks before the fight that his shoulder, his now initially I was told it was his elbow, and then I got told it was his shoulder. This was 3 weeks before the fight, so this was before Gary Russell even announced it. So he said he had a slight injury or whatever. So basically he couldn't get out of the fight. He couldn't get out of the fight because of the inactivity, because of the the WBC, all of that. If he would have got out of that fight, there was a pretty good chance Al wasn't going to reschedule it, and basically they was going to get to a point to where they was probably going to strip him. So it was basically either go into the fight with the bad shoulder or essentially get stripped. Like that. That's the God honest truth in regards to that. Um, in regards to the actual fight itself, me personally, um, if you look at the punch stats was completely wicked. They had Mixayo landing like 150 punches, 155 punches, and Gary only landed like 67. That's completely inaccurate. You can watch the fight and you can see that that's inaccurate. Um, Now the scorecards, I didn't have a problem with the scorecards because it depends on how you judge a round. There's a lot of judges that like to actually um, judge aggressiveness. They don't care if it's effective or not. They just like to see aggressiveness. Um, but I thought Gary Russell won the fight 7-5, in my personal opinion. But the thing is, the reason why the fix was in with Gary Russell is because you gotta look at it from a couple angles. And for the people they've never seen me before or whatever, I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like, you know what, um, I want y'all to believe me. I just want y'all to remember what I'm saying. So once y'all find out that it's true, then y'all be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we was on the Grinda show. C was on there. G5 was on there. Like they told us this already. So I just want y'all to listen. So the WBC, the fix was in because how does the sanctioning bodies make money? Sanctioning fees. You have to fight in order to get sanctioning fees. So Gary Russell was fought 4 times in 5 years. So that's only 4 sanctioning fees. There's some guys that fights 3-4 times in the course of 1 year. So the WBC really didn't want Gary Russell that had a belt because he doesn't give them any sanctioning fees. He don't get them any money. You know what I'm saying? That's off top. The reason why Gary Russell is so inactive is because he had a little situation with the higher ups. Now, as far as the specifics of that, I'll talk to both y'all off camera. But just he had a little situation with the higher ups over at PBC, and which essentially led to him not re-signing with Al. And the way Al works is if you're signed specifically with him, then you're first priority. Anybody else is just, you get the scraps. So that's essentially what happened with Gary Russell. Like, so he's not high on Al's priority list, and it's been like that for years. And I'll tell y'all off camera like who actually confirmed that. And that was as of Saturday. Like, when I say outside of Al, I would say he's probably like the top 5 in terms of like who can actually confirm that information. We got that from one of the top 5 guys over on that side. So so Gary Russell was battling a lot on top of the shoulder injury. The WBC didn't want him to be the champ. Al wasn't looking out for him. PBC wasn't looking out for him. And essentially he went into that fight one-arm fighter, and he wasn't gonna get no decision. He wasn't gonna get no decision in that fight. And people scored it different ways. Some people had Mixaya winning 7-5, 8-4. Some people thought Gary won 7-5. Some people had it a draw. Like, it was all over the place. But I think I said this to Grinda before. If you are a top level fighter and you are fighting someone with one arm and you go life and death with them, that's a problem. That's a problem. Like, I can name you probably about 10 fighters right now. If you put Gary Russell with one arm against Shakur, see what's gonna happen. Shakur he's gonna wipe him. You could put Gary Russell up against a Chris Colbert with one arm. Colbert stops him. Navarrete stops him. Ray Vargas would stop him with one arm. So the fact that Mixaya went 12 rounds and it was a debatable decision with a one-arm fighter, it goes to show, and it's no disrespect to Mixaya, but like, it is what it is. Like, if you are a high-level fighter, you shouldn't be in danger of losing a fight against a guy with one arm, and you're getting caught with the same shot all night. The same shot all night. Like, you know, it was absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? It was absolutely crazy. But yeah, Gary was in a lose-lose situation. If he would have canceled out of that fight, they would have stripped him, and the boxing public would have been like, bro, you out again. He went into the fight. He fought the 12 rounds. I salute him for fighting the 12 rounds with that injury. I salute him for that. You know what I'm saying? But he lost his belts. Now he's going to have to get surgery. I don't know if people know that, but he's going to have to get surgery. And he's going to be out for a while. Yeah, he'll be out for a while.
But the fix wasn't in, though. This is just something that just happened. Oh man!
Listen. If y'all believe that, then I think y'all need to listen to you know, shows like this a little bit more often. You just got to be educated a little bit more on how boxing works.
You know what I think? I think cats was supposed to watch the fight, then they go to sleep and they wake up and whatever they dream, that's what they going with. Because I'm like, if you don't think that fixes are not in, forget other sports. We're talking about the sport we love to talk about every day. If you think there's no fixes in boxing, then y'all are on drugs. Y'all got it.
No, that's 100% fact.
It's happening. Listen, as the three of us is talking right now, there's somewhere in the meeting doing some fixing shit right now as we're speaking.
I
Somehow. Right?
listen. I'll give you a prime example. I'm gonna take it back a little bit. Pacquiao, Jeff Horn.
Oh,
Like Jeff Horn got a decision in that fight because that was Pacquiao's last fight on Top Rank. So Bob had options on Jeff Horn if Jeff Horn won. So Jeff Horn won that fight, and Bob Arum told Pacquiao, the only way you gonna get this rematch is unless you re-sign with me. Pacquiao gave him the deuces and kept it moving. So that wasn't a fix either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can go all day. And these ain't conspiracy theories neither. Like, I want to make that clear. These are not conspiracy theories at the end of the day. Like, that is legit what happened with Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. And if you don't believe me, what was Jeff Horn's next fight? Terrence Crawford. That was his next fight. That means Bob Arum had options on him. You understand what I'm saying? So
you can't make it up.
Can't make it up. You can't make it up. Like, that's exactly what happened, you know, at the end of the day. So it's just boxing is just a crazy game. Like, boxing is a crazy game. They say it's A side and B side for a reason, you know. And these promoters, they are the heavy hitters in the sport. They are the heavy hitters in the sport, and it's been the same 4 or 5 promoters for the past 20 years, 20 plus. You know what I'm saying? It's Al, it's Bob, it's Oscar, it's Eddie, and it's Frank Warren. That's it.
Oh,
and
we can't forget old Frank.
Huh?
Can't forget old Frank.
Can't forget old Frankie. Can't forget old Frankie. Like, Frankie always gonna be in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's been the same 5 guys, and if you notice, nobody infiltrates. It's not like the Carter in New Jack City. Like, nobody infiltrates them 5 guys, and we've seen a lot of people try to get in on the promotional side, and they're unsuccessful. Like, Jay-Z tried to get in, couldn't do it. 50 Cent tried to get in, couldn't do it. Jay Prince tried to get in from a promotional standpoint, couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Rick Ross tried to get in on a promotional tip, and he couldn't do it. And he told me that out of his own mouth. Me and him was talking at the J Rock and the Jason Rosario weigh-in. Because people don't know Rick Ross. Rick Ross actually has business dealings with a lot of Philly fighters, and people don't know that. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, them promoters are powerful, man. And it's like, once you cross a promoter, you really in a bad spot. Like, you really, really in a bad spot. I mean, everybody's favorite fighter right now, I mean, Bud Crawford's in a bad spot. Like, people don't like to talk about it, but I mean, he in a bad spot too. You know?
Hey, the fix is in on that too. Because you know what? I told people, Crawford is just taking Top Rank to court for fun. What do y'all think? This is real. This is real. He's not taking them to court just to, I don't have nothing else better to do, so while I wait for the Spence fight, I'll just take these Negroes to court. No. But you can't tell these casuals that. You can't tell these people who think they know boxing and they absolutely don't know anything. Me, I'm just a cat where I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to come straight out with it. You don't know it. You can't just think because you know fighters, they first and they last name and what division they fight in, that means you know boxing. No, it's more to it.
Yeah, there's something with that situation that's just, I don't think we know about. That's just kind of just lingering.
Yeah.
It just seemed like something's missing. Like, you know, him taking them to court and all that. Nobody goes to court, like you said, because they feel like it. Because the only people that win is the lawyers. You gotta pay retainer fees and all that other stuff and all that. And the longer it drags out, the better it is for Bob Arum because his money longer.
Right.
He can afford to pay those. He can afford to pay those lawyers. But at the same time, is what can you prove in a court of law? That's the point. Like, what can you prove in a court of law? And I'm not saying that he's not racist or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm just saying if he was a racist, he's probably been a racist for a long time. And I'm like, you read up with him like 2-3 times throughout the course of your career. So what stopped you from, I'm like, so you signed with him in the beginning of your career, he probably was a racist then. You signed with him the second time, according to you, it was a racist then. Then you signed with him, what was that, Grinda 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. So
Right.
he said he re-signed 2 years ago and could be the same thing. So it's just, I said all that to say this. That is extremely hard to prove in court, but I'm not saying Bud is lying. He may have had experiences where Bob came off like that. I don't know. We weren't in them offices and them rooms and all that. And if he feel like he need to take Bob Arum to court, that's his business. But I'm just saying that is hard to prove in court. And if he wins that case, I mean, bro, if he wins that case, bro, like the floodgates is gonna be crazy. I mean, I just said and read something like Cardi B won like 3.5 million over a YouTuber.
Yes.
Over a YouTuber talking trash about him.
A YouTuber.
Yeah, a YouTuber. Like that chick probably don't have 3,500, let alone 3.5 million. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. These court cases are important. Like if Bud wins that case, you know how many boxers is going to be taking promoters to court just off of that?
The reason why I say this is not going to go the way everybody think it's going to go. Everybody's rooting for Bud. Yeah, Bud, go ahead and do it. But what you ain't thinking about, you don't think Top Rank got lawyers?
Yeah, and Bob Arum's a lawyer. Bob Arum's
right,
a lawyer.
Exactly. By profession, right. That's same.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
So, but
Like,
nobody cares about that. Everybody wants to play this. We're on Bud's side, and it's us versus Top Rank. But you got to understand, you don't think Top Rank got lawyers? And like you said, Bob Arum is a lawyer his damn self. This is just a recipe for disaster. Because as soon as it don't go the way everybody think it's going to go, watch all the negativity that everybody has to say.
Bud's gonna drop that case.
And you know what Brother Watson said in the chat? Brother Watson said in the chat, said Terrence better be careful. Yeah, he better be careful.
Absolutely. Watch, I agree 100%. Because it's the thing about these court cases, anybody can be deposed. So top ranked people don't want to be deposed. And neither does Terrence Bud Crawford's people neither. Like these legal cases can get really, really
I'm gonna share a story with y'all that I said I was never gonna share. I had a female friend who used to work for Atlantic City, and she had an issue. I'm not gonna say what it was. She got into it with them about something. She was fired, so she figured, hey, I'm gonna take so and so to court. The first thing I told her, this is a recipe for disaster. You're not gonna win that. I said, you don't think they got lawyers? You're not gonna win this, baby girl. First of all, you're gonna lose it. You're never gonna be rehired, and you'll probably never be able to come back and stay there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna make sure that you can never come back. She didn't listen to me. Went to court, and she totally lost it. Now she can't get a room and AC if her life depended on it.
That's the risk that you take. That's the risk that you take.
You are banned from it for the rest of your life. My thing is, I'm not saying you have to be in fear because you feel like you can't win, but you got to be careful. You got to be smart, and you got to have proof.
Yeah, and also Brother Watcher said the chance that this could stall his career. That's facts too. I mean, this could be a death, and I'm gonna go one day better, Brother Watcher. This could, and I'm saying like this. I'm following what you said. This could be a death blow to his career.
Check it out. When the next time y'all think y'all gonna see Teofimo fight after the way him and his father treated Top Rank? When do you think the next time you gonna see him in the ring? Huh?
Next year, 2023. You know what I mean? It's that situation went so wrong. I see, to kind of touch on your situation about your peoples. Like the thing that makes that situation even worse is like, even when that person puts in an application for a regular job, they do a background check. They gonna see that she took a company to court. Whether she's right or wrong, that's just a bad look. Like if I'm hiring and I do a background check on somebody and I seen they done took somebody to court for X amount of dollars for this situation, I'm gonna be hesitant to hire them. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be hesitant to hire them, and
she took it for 300,000.
Yeah, I see. And the thing is, that money is not even worth. It's not even worth the hassle, because it's like, let's just say she wins the case, right? 300,000. That lawyer is taking anywhere between 30 to 40% of that 300,000. Then you gotta, Uncle Sam gotta get his. You know what I'm saying? You be lucky to walk out of there with $1.25.
Oh my God.
You be lucky to walk out of there with $1.25. So I'm like, unless you're gonna take that $1.25 and like really try to flip it, like what? Like what's the point? But I mean, to go to Watcher, like Watcher's 100% right. Like it can really mess with his career. You know what I mean? It can really mess with his career at the end of the day. I agree with that.
Unless he plans on continuing the box, or he chooses to retire, then all right, then if you choose to retire, then this ain't much for you to worry about. But if you plan on leaving the game anytime soon, and you talking about continuing the box, and I'm going to 154, Bob, as long as Bob is breathing, he's gonna do everything in his power to make sure you don't have no more.
Yeah, they gonna settle out. They gonna settle out. That ain't gonna see no judge. Because if Bud is serious about his career, then he gonna sign with Al. If he signs with Al's not gonna sign Bud unless that court situation is taken care of. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He might as well cross that side of the street. You might as well. You can't say I don't like Al Heyman. I don't want to do business with him. You can't say anything like that. You might as well cross that side of the street. Floyd wants to work.
You don't want to cross Al, man. You seen what happened with Gary. You don't want to cross Al.
Right.
You don't want to cross Al.
That.
You don't want to cross Al.
The same way I'll take care of you, the same way I'll can X your ass up.
That's a fact.
First of all, I would never want to cross a man I don't see like that. Al is like, you see Al 1 minute and the next minute you don't. I don't want to cross nobody like that. Like I don't want to do that. Like,
bro. The thing that's funny, I'm like, you never see him, but everybody know him. You know what I mean? Like everybody see him, but everybody, like it's crazy.
Al showed up one day. I was at the Barclays Center. I forgot who was fighting. I think it might have been Sean Porter. It was Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was in the crowd. I remember somebody said, "There go Al Heyman." I always thought Sam Watson was Al Heyman. That's what I always thought.
That's what a lot of people think.
Yeah. So every time I see him, I'm like, oh, I know him. He's been around for years. That's Al Heyman. They like, no, dummy. That's Sam Watson. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, if that's Sam Watson, then who the hell is Al Heyman? So when he puts his arm around me, he's like, you see that dude down there? That's Al Heyman. So I went to look at him. I wanted to get close to take a picture. Just that quick, Al was gone. Just that quick. He was standing right there, and that quick, he just vanished. Al does not stand around long enough for you to say hi to him. He never does it. He's just not gonna do it.
Yeah, no, that's.
So let me ask you a question, Jafar. I know you live in Philly, so I know you're very familiar with South Philadelphia, Gamble, Huff, and all that. Mm-hmm. And I know that is that the same Watson that had his own record company.
Nah, that's not the same Watson.
No,
that's not the same Watson. Nah.
Is they related? Is they related?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay.
I might be wrong. If they are, I'm unaware of it.
Okay,
I'm unaware
I
of
just
it.
asked because you know what that Watson I'm talking about too. He was dirty too.
Yeah. I
He
know who you talking
was.
about. No, I know who you talking about. I know who you talking about. Yeah, I don't think they're related though. I don't
He
think they're
was
related.
dirty.
Yeah.
Well, when I do it, I'm gonna tell you when I do the underrated music talk, y'all. I'm gonna talk to Sounds of Philadelphia. I want you to, Jeff, I want you to be part of the panel. I'm
I
a
ain't, I, ain't-
man. He
I
did
ain't
it the
gonna lie.
Fridays dirty. I ain't mean to get off
Listen,
the subject, but he did it the Fridays dirty.
I know
And
I'm coming.
almost Tom Bell too. But Tom Bell warned him and say, "All right, you don't want to pay me, I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna hurt you." So
I,
that's
I,
why the hit. But I'm getting to it. The underrated music talk. I get to that. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy, man. Especially like for Bud, like 'cause it's like essentially if he wants to fight at 147 and 154, he gonna have to go see Al. Like it's really that simple. Like it's really that simple at the end of the day. You know, I don't know. I don't know what he waiting on. Like that's my thing. Like, what are you waiting on? Like there's no other offers on the table. Like there's nowhere else for you to go. Like this is why you couldn't get the Spence fight under Top Rank. Like he knew your contract was running out. So at the end of the day, why go half on like why am I gonna split my plate of food with somebody across the street when I know in another couple months I can have a whole plate to myself? I'm just gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what Al did. So Al in a good space right now. You know what I'm saying? He in a good space. Like he controls 47 and 54. So I mean, Bud wanna play ball, he gonna have to sign. It's really that simple. You know?
yeah, man. I mean, we want to see this. We want to see the Spence and Crawford, and it's like you're making it real difficult. This is the reason why I don't talk about the Spence versus Crawford anymore. I talked about it, but that's why I'm not on the subject no more. Because I'm like, look, man. Everybody's talking about now him taking Tom Brady. That's the biggest conversation that's going on. But I'm like, all right, that's cool. But what about us as fans want to see the fight we've been waiting to see since 2018, 2019? We've been wanting to see it. It's in 2022 now, and it's like, oh, we're gonna see it. And now I'm at the point where I didn't gave up on it. Like
Yeah,
it's like
I don't
I
see. To
gave
be honest with you, I don't see the fight happening.
yeah.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm in the minority with that, but I just don't see the fight happening. Cause I think Bud wants to fight, but he wants it on his terms. I think Spencer take the fight if he had to, but I don't think he's really he's not enthused about taking on Bud. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I don't see the fight happening. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't see the fight happening. I really don't. I don't see it
And
happening.
I don't want it to be one of these cases that 20 years or 30 years from now, we're talking about a fight that should have happened. Like, can y'all imagine what would have happened if Sugar Ray and Marvelous Marvin Hagler didn't fight?
I'm gonna actually go one up. I'm gonna go one up on you.
Okay.
Sugar Ray and Sugar Ray. The fight I wanted was Sugar Ray and Aaron Pryor.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
That's
I
what
sure
I
did.
wanted. Hey, Aaron Pryor pulled up on him and everything.
Yeah, you remember
Pulled
that?
up on him at the press conference and everything. Pulled up on him and all that. And because Sugar Ray is Sugar Ray, you know, they let him get away with that. You know what I'm saying?
Sugar said that's a dub.
Yeah, he said nah. He's like, nah, that's a no go. You know what I'm saying? That's a no go. I think every legend has that one guy that everybody wanted him to fight and he just refused. You know what I mean? Like
De La Hoya fought everybody, but he had this one particular guy who called him out, and De La Hoya was like, nah. I'm good.
yeah,
I'm
I mean, It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you take like Floyd, like everybody wanted Floyd to fight either Margarito or Paul Williams or somebody like that. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
there's
I
no
remember
way in
that.
hell he was gonna fight them. You know what I mean? Like, it's
I remember that. I remember that. They damn
yeah,
sure had Paul Williams and Antonio Margarito on the list, and
yo,
neither one happened. And I would have loved to see that, just to see.
yeah. I like
They were some big dudes, though. They were some big guys. So
they was some monsters, bro. Like they was some
I don't know how
monsters.
that.
Like
I don't know how that would have worked out for Floyd. I don't know.
I don't know either. Hey, Grinda, the young lady in the comment section, is she got a boxing channel?
Which
The
one?
Mocha's Cafe de Paris.
Nah, she's nah.
Oh, okay.
No, she just gonna let me know. She pay respects that she gonna go live tonight if I want to join. But I enjoying this, so
I was gonna say if she's talking some boxing, I was like, I'll crash any boxing block. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I'm trying to be like you, man. I'm trying to get
I,
some ladies going to boxing, man. Yeah, young
I
folk, we don't discriminate.
listen, man. I listen.
It's what we do.
It's crazy, man. Like we were saying before, man. It's so many people that watch us, and what we're doing, and just they just don't give us. They just don't. They won't mention our names at the end of the day, but we know they watching. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's why you got to continue to do. Keep doing what you're doing. Like it was crazy because my God, the actual information I got in regards to Gary, my peoples got it, and I was on the phone with him, and he like, yo, bro, like I'm thinking about going to this Gary fight, but the tickets was relatively high. Like they were high. Like they were like,
Word.
yeah, they were high. Like now when they first came out, good seat. You spent $100, you was getting a real good seat. As time went on, the prices went up to like $150, $200.
Wow.
Yeah. So my bro wanted to go to the fight. So, dude was selling the tickets. He said he was selling them for $50 a pop, but he had to grab both of them. And that's my guy. I don't think he had the whole 100. I was like, bro, I'll cash at you 50. Just go to the fight and get some good content. So I cashed at him 50. He went down to the fight. He got an interview with Cool Boy Steph, Boots, Boozy. And he called me the next day and gave me the info as far as Gary and all that. So it's just, we be moving, man. These dudes definitely be watching what we be doing, man. So we be hitting it, the gyms and all that stuff. Like we be damn near at a point like we'll go in the gym. We'll go to a boxing venue, yo. It'll probably be 15, 20 people that know who you are, but they just won't give you the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And I learned that at the J Rock and Rosario fight a while ago. Like I was in the concessions, I had about like 6 people stop and was like, "Yo, you the guy." Like, you know what I mean? Like, so people know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, even if you don't think your numbers say it or anything like that, like nah, like people know. Like people know, you know what I'm saying? Number one grinder come on, like they know what it is. Like they see No Duck Zone, like they know what it is. Like they see Goodfellas podcast, like they know what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like so
Look,
for real.
it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And I was talking to my man Marcus Noah earlier. Shout out to my man Ohio Run Boxing. I was talking to him earlier about that. And I was talking about how he moved, and I was like, bro, man, what you doing on your side, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. And I'm like, believe it or not, I actually look up to you and what you're doing because it's beautiful. But when, like I said, when you got brothers from different parts of the world, man, it's a blessing. What we doing is not by accident. Because let me tell you something. The average black man will be out here in the street doing something they ain't got no business doing, and that could be any of us. All three of us right now could be cellmates.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Nah, hey, the thing that's funny is the boxing community is big, but it's small at the same time. I've
Yeah.
never had a conversation with Ohio Runs Boxing, but we are part of the same boxing Facebook group.
Yeah.
It's probably about like maybe 10, 15 of us. But we just be going back and forth like every
I
day,
got.
all day.
You know what? That's why it wasn't hard. That's why when I started McLean's promotion over, it wasn't hard for me to pick. It was just like picking. It was like picking a football team.
Yeah,
I already knew. I already knew who I wanted on my squad already.
yeah, he's solid. Yeah, he's solid. He does really really good work.
When,
But when you think of Ohio, you think of him, and I don't even know him like that. But it's
hey,
just
yeah,
that's what he's built. So it's
that's
kind of like when you think
brother.
amateur boxing, you thinking you thinking no duck zone, like you thinking Clarence McLean. Like so, it's just that's the hardest thing to do is
Yeah,
actually establishing yourself in a certain lane. That's the hardest thing to do, just when it comes down to this boxing thing, because anybody can get on and just talk
yeah,
just regular boxing, but it's kind
yeah,
of like, what do you stand for? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, what do you stand for at
yeah.
the end of the day? You
Most,
know?
most, most, most definitely. I just love it, man. I won't change it for nothing in the world. I love this, man. Despite you have to deal with the trolls and the casuals and people that just don't know what the hell they talking about, I
Yeah.
still won't. I still won't change anything that I'm doing, man. I love it. You know,
Hey,
I love going places and somebody will see me. They go, even if they don't know my name or they might have forgot
they
it. They
gonna
go,
call you no duck zone. They gonna call you no duck
they be
zone.
like, yo, you the guy with the duck, and
Yeah,
I'm
you the
like,
guy with the duck, right? Yeah.
I'll be thinking like. What is he talking about? What do you mean
yo,
a duck? And then it hits me like,
yo,
oh,
it that hits different, bro.
it,
That hits different, man. Like
yo,
it really
yo,
does, man. Like
yo, Jeff, I had a dude run up on me. I was on Times Square. I'm in the middle. Now, Underrated will tell you, being from New York, somebody run up on you in the middle of Times Square, you got to get on your defense because you don't know what's going on. Because dude's
You
down
don't
there.
know.
So, dude run up on me. He go, yo, my guy. And I go, what? I turn around. I'm looking at him like, what? He like, you that duck dude, right? So I'm looking at him, but I put my hand back like I got back like what's up? And he was like, no, IG, Instagram.
mhm,
I was like,
mhm,
Instagram. He said, you have a podcast?
mhm.
The duck guy. I said, yeah. He said, I just let you know.
I,
I see you
yeah,
on there. That's why I stopped you. Because my daughter admires you, and she always says she wants a no duck zone shirt. So that's why I said something to you. I didn't mean
yeah,
to run
yeah,
up that. And
yeah,
when he said it, I
yeah.
sat there and said, I didn't even know it was like that. I really didn't know it was
Nah,
like
it's bro, but you have those moments where you find out it's like that. Like I guess for me, like it was I had my guy from out in the UK. He's like, yo, he's in the gym. So he's like, yeah, I told them I was on the show with you. And they, he's like, yo, they rock with your show. And I'm like, you lying. I'm like, it's all the way out in the UK. I'm like, you lying. So he turned the camera around. So he like, please tell him that y'all rock with his show. And they like, yeah, G5, we rock with you. It's about seven,
oh,
eight UK guys. And so I be thinking people capping. So I be like, I said, all right. I said, y'all rocking with me. I said, I got about like 6 or 7 intros. I said, if you've been rocking with me for a little bit, you gonna be able to give me at least one. So they recited an old Ric Flair joint that I had from like 2 years ago, man. And I was like, damn. I was like, y'all do rock with me. I was like, man, that was out in the UK. Like, so you don't know. Grinda, every time you go on, you don't know who you're actually reaching. You may not find out today or tomorrow, but you might find out like 6 months from now or a year from now. So it's just like, you gotta plant them seeds wherever you can plant them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're not gonna find out where they're growing until later on. You know what I mean? So you do what you do for the right reasons. Like C do what he do for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thanks a lot, Mark Nash.
Big shout out to Mark Nash.
Yo, shout out to him. He said he shared it. He said he shared it. Thanks for sharing that. I wish you can come up here so we can cook. But what you cooking anyway, man? I just made some homemade mac and cheese, man. Got taste for that shit.
Yeah. He in there cooking it up. Yeah, man. One thing I can say about this, right? You know, when we doing these panels, we all are not going to agree with each other when we all speaking about something. But one thing I love is to see all my brothers doing something with themselves, and it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. And like I said, when I picked my group and the people in it, when I went to pick you and Underrated, I didn't even have to think about it. That was just automatic. Like, what?
You know,
why would I not put them back in my group? Because it's all about having positive people in your circle. And I'm like, listen.
You know what? That's true. You know, Clarence could tell you this. Brother G, I've been know you in the crew. My main channel will be back, family. It's gonna take your time. Underrated Thoughts channel that will be back. But when I was on the channel about almost a year and a half ago, I always want to talk about boxing. But see, like nobody wasn't hearing me until like really on my birthday. I started shit almost 2 years ago. Fuck, I'm gonna start. Yeah. Now I'm gonna number it. At first I was gonna number it, and I got the underrated box star #1. It was nobody. #2, #3, #4, and then it was start slow. And then I started knowing Clarence and two other brothers. I'm gonna say like that. They no longer in existence. When we start rocking like that, and all of a sudden,
Mark said, "What happened?" Mark Nash said, "What happened to your?" Mark said, "What happened to your main channel?"
The main channel is giving me a hard time. Passcode. Google keep on telling me I'm trying to put in the passcode and they still give me a hard time. So that will be back. So that's why. But I'm gonna get that back.
Yeah, that's a you just gotta get on the line with the right people. Like that should be fixable. It ain't no strike or nothing. I'm thinking you talking about like a strike or something.
No, it wasn't no strike. It just it just gave me a hard time.
I done got out of a couple of those, by the way.
Yeah, but it just get back to the story. But like I'm saying this, that when I was trying to give them the information, I gave my email. And they said, "Hey, that is me. Just all I want you to do, just send the link, the email I have right now, so that I can connect my shit." Then this one, I was gonna use this one sparingly anyways, cause I ain't get back on.
Hey, Grinda, you know what you might have to do? You might have to reach out to. You might have to request to actually speak to someone and have them go through the because all that is an ID theft. Yeah, all that is an ID theft process. Like, so if you actually get somebody on the horn, you can kind of go through that process on the phone. That ain't no different than you going through an ID theft check with like a bank or something like that. You just gotta get somebody on the horn. That's all. Once you get them on the horn, then they may even say, "Hey, listen, send me forms of ID and all this other stuff, like whatever they need." Like if you get somebody on the phone, you could probably get that taken care of same day.
That quick,
you know what I mean? Get that quick. I had to I can look up some stuff for you and see what because you basically need to retrieve your stuff. Like you just need to retrieve it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know my email. I know my other email. I know that.
Yeah, so you just gotta retrieve it. So it shouldn't be no real big deal. It's like somebody on the horn.
Yeah. So get back to the story, right? Well, that's when I started. So after that was going, us three brothers was rocking. Then I started knowing. I've been in New York for a long time, and then Claire said, "Yeah, G5, I said, "Yeah." So I started doing boxing. I said, "Yo, they checking your stuff out." I mean, J5 and Block. He said, "Yeah, they checking your stuff out, man. Boxing and all like that." I said, "Word," because for me, I always respect y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like it was. I'm being honest with you. It was like y'all give me the honor. You know what I'm saying? I had a back. I was like, yeah, all right. And so I kept on doing it. I kept on, and then I didn't like Clarence gonna be able to. I think when I was on 35, 36, I was going to postpone it and do it another time. But I said, nah, let some don't give up. But I kept on pushing, and I started getting learn more. Like numbers was not there, but I start like gaining lasting relationships in this boxing thing. And I started getting on
Yeah,
my ass. And then y'all start putting me on and other people that I appreciated and stuff like that. And so they are people who said that this was never going to happen, but we up to 61 now.
yeah. That's and that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, like, is this you gotta be committed to the process, not necessarily the result. You know what I'm saying? Because when it come down to it, like, I was in the same spot. So the only reason I even seen you is like every time I came on Facebook, this dude is on live like multiple times a day. And I'm just like, yo, this dude is on top of my feed like 3-4 times a day. Like, I'm like, he kind of reminds me of myself being on multiple times a day, like just every single time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just, you know, it's just the process, man. Like, it's really the process that you gotta fall in love with. I'm like, I had literally, I said, I met Shane and them. I had like under 100 subs. Like, I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was recording videos in my car 2 o'clock in the morning after I got off my second job. I'm in the middle of the hood, sitting in a car, recording videos in my car. I done prepped them at work and I'm recording them in the car. I done had so many cops pull up on me, man, like, yo, what you doing sitting in the car? They thinking I'm about to make a drop. I'm like, man, I'm on here making YouTube videos, and they like, I'm in Philly. Them Philly cops ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like, you go through that process, and eventually, you really build like a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you build a brotherhood, and the brotherhood is just going to take you places. You know what I'm saying? The brotherhood is going to take you places. Like, that's what's going to always be there. Like, a subscriber can unsubscribe at any moment. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that jumps into your live, they can leave at any moment. The biggest number that I have is not the subscribers. It's the amount of people that I have a bond with. Period. There's probably about 50 to 60 people in my phone where I'm like, they my brothers, like, for real. But it's really, it starts on the boxing thing. Like, it starts on the boxing thing. See, real quick, I forgot to tell you this. Jesse Hart actually asked me about you. I'm gonna tell you why. Remember you supposed to come to Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, people that don't know, C was supposed to come to Philly for a fight.
Yeah.
And the thing about Philly fights, unless you know one of the fighters, you're not gonna be able to walk up to the front door and go get a ticket. Like, they be having all of the tickets. So C was supposed to come through. I was supposed to link up with him. We supposed to go to the 2300 arena, go watch the fights. I had the bread lined up. I was like, see, just get down here. Like, we going, you know what I mean? We're going to rock out and make sure you're good. The thing I didn't tell C is that we was going to link up with Jesse and them when they got down here. So that's what really had me pissed off. So when I talked to Jess, I'm like, yo, like, we was going to pull up this, that, and third. And he was like, yo, what's up with your he's like, your New York peoples was gonna come through. Like, what's up with them? I was like, bro, we couldn't get a hold of no tickets, bro. We couldn't get a hold of no tickets. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. So he was just like, yo, like, next time, he was just like, yo, y'all come through. You know what I'm saying? He was like, make sure you bring your peoples and all that. We gonna rock out. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna happen sometime within the next couple months or whatever the case may be. But actually, Jesse Hart this just goes to show how I know fighters be watching. I made a video about Jesse Hart and Edgar Berlanga about a year and a half ago. And I was like, Jesse Hart would give Berlanga like hella problems. It wasn't no disrespectful video or nothing like that. I was like, Jesse Hart's a different dude at 168 pounds. He literally found that video like 2 months ago and posted it on his IG.
Wow.
Literally.
Wow.
Literally. And he hit my phone and was just like, yo, bro. He's like, you remember this? I said, hell yeah, I remember that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they be watching, man. For the show. Got my guy in the building, family
great.
in the building.
So,
that's my bro.
Brothers, what's happening, bro?
That's my
What's
bro
happening?
right there, man.
Yeah, man.
Bruce go.
So, my
Bruce
brothers.
goes. Started off right.
Go. Hey, Bruce, let me get a puff, man.
Puff, puff. No, on this channel, man. Puff, puff, give, man. Let's go.
For sure. But I was on the phone with somebody, man. I mean, we're talking the boxing community. You know, I'm trying to get something big happening, and I don't want to mention names because I don't want it to fall through. But bro, I was just talking to one of my brothers in the business, and he wants to set something up, and I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? For sure, I'm available for that. And anyway, man, that's why I wasn't here. I got the Grinders invite earlier, but you know, when you talk to some of these guys, they just go on and on and on. I'm looking at my phone; it's like 27 minutes, but bro, you know, the people you're talking to, you're not going to hang up on them. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's so funny that you talk about it, Bruce. You know, and I want to let before I already told Clarence. Out of all that I got back at the boxing, I ran into an announcer in Canada. He said he want to do something with me soon, and then also two boxers that was champions. I'm not going to say no name. One of them, I'm gonna give some time. He just got married, and the other one, that's gonna work a little time. But the announcer, he said, just let him know. But you know, in this business, as you're in there, you can't really push it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta take time on that. So when I learned, but that's what I'm saying. Like what I learned from these brothers, I'm gonna tell people outside. When I learned from these brothers, I already know, but I see how they work it. And in my own way, I'm taking notes here and there. And so when you know you had a definite date, that's when you announce it. But other than that, you gotta take your time because they can change their mind. They can change their mind, you know, because you know they have a life too, and you know, and so that's what like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm looking at, you know, we blessed, man. How many people could say that what we could do? We rubbed shoulders of famous ones that wants to come out. There ain't that many people could say that. And it make it so bad, right? And I remember Clarence, he told me, he said, one day, Grind, it's gonna happen to you. In my lifetime, I could actually tell people, I said, yo, I know some men I was on a panel with great boxers. What do you mean talking to them? You hear what I'm saying? How many content creators could say that in this business? Not many can say that.
Man, I've been around C when he was snapping on the pizza guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Pizza guy ain't get his pizza right, man. C like, hold up. He's like, oh, he was on live. C was like, hold on, man. Let me go check this pizza dude real quick, man. Like, hey, man, that's why I said it's bigger than boxing, man. It's bigger than boxing for sure, man.
It is, man. It's like it's a blessing, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a blessing that I'm up to 61 on the Underrated boxing talk. I'm up to sweet. No, I ain't gonna say us. I ain't gonna say me. We up to 61.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's not by accident. You know, like I always say this. It's not by accident. Nothing that we're doing is by accident. This is meant. And the brotherhood is beautiful because I always tell my wife this. And I said, it's a damn shame I conversate with you guys more than I conversate with people from my neighborhood.
No, that's a
Yeah.
fact. That's
So
a
talk
fact.
Well,
to
you
me
know,
from my neighborhood.
this is a funny thing. You know, we're in this pandemic, but man, I've been a hermit for years. It's almost like welcome to my world. Now you know what it's like. And but you know, but now I've got this YouTube outlet. It's almost like I'm more active than I was, you know, when I was out and about. But you know, who wants to go anywhere now? You don't want to go sit in a Dunkin' Donuts because the guy next to you he could give you the freaking the heebie-jeebies or whatever, you know. And then you have to wear a mask anywhere you go. It's your, you know, your glasses get all fogged up, and dude, you know, you sniff, people are looking at you like, hey.
Yo, you clear your throat. You clear your throat. People be like, whoa, like
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, I'm seeing kids from high school, you know, in the neighborhood. They get off the bus and they're walking by themselves down the street. Nobody's around. They're still wearing their masks. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm fortunate to be here, and I'm finding out a lot of boxers, you know, who aren't currently active, even some that are. They like finding an outlet here. You know, they dig coming on panels and talking. I mean, I've talked with so many guys jumping out of Ring magazines from my old collection. I can't even name them all. So many because you know people see me on and they, oh man, you know he knows this guy. Let's get him on the panel. You know, I mean, I've been on with like Barkley and Nunn and Cooney.
Say 10 Witherspoon on.
Oh, and yeah,
Say 10 Witherspoon
I
on.
mean, I'm saying, how many people say that?
Listen, it's
I know there are certain boxing, and I know there are certain boxers, like, certain boxers, you know, that do content. I mean, like, they've been in the game for a long time. They don't even have that connection like that. They
They just be
don't.
wanting to talk. They just be wanting to talk.
Yeah,
Like, they really just want to talk.
and they
Seriously.
appreciate when we give them a panel, like, you know, like we all individually present our own little living rooms, and you know they find out, and if they find one that say, hey, it's comfortable in there, man. You know, I want to go over Bruce Goes Boxing and Jazz because the guy's hitting on the toka. He knows about some of the fights I was in, and bro, you know, then they'll start going off on some jazz, and you know, I'm kind of digging that. And G5, bro, you know, you got your boys over there, man. Vlog and Shane, and they're fucking always right on. And then you get the trivia, you get the contest going for the prediction of the fights.
Hey Bruce, you know the thing that's crazy, yo? Shane did a little highlight video on Kelly Pavlik. And he literally reached out to us probably about an hour and a half ago. So he's probably gonna be on the show. I usually don't mention names until I get an actual date.
Yeah.
But Kelly Pavlik's good people. So I'm pretty sure
I'm holding a
on.
volcano right now, bro.
Bro, he literally
I'm not going to
messaged
mention
me.
names, but this guy fought Mike Tyson for one of the highest purses ever in the heavyweight division at the time. And I'm not going to say anything else because
But see, that's what I'm saying though. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the game is so.
It's
open. Like it's open. Like Shane was just like, yo, like I did a joint on Kelly Pavlik. I was like, all right, cool. So he put it up on the Instagram story. I shared it, and then Kelly Pavlik hit me, was like, yo, thanks for sharing that. So I sent him a message like, yo, bro, like you need to come on over and you know talk some boxing with us. But a lot of these older guys that's been in the game for a while. It's so many guys that I haven't had a chance to get to talk to because I'm just so darn busy. Like, I mean, it's
well, you know, I hooked up with Tim.
How?
It was his birthday, and I was just going through a fight site, and I saw December 27th. And so I said, I'm going to put together a little show. Happy birthday, Tim! I was talking about his great fights with Frank Bruno and his fight with Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my chats and I see, hey man, that was really cool, Tim Witherspoon. And so I said, bro, and he's like, yeah, we gotta talk, we gotta do a live. And he goes, definitely. And you know, it just went snowballs from there. And you know, I mean, I talk to the guy every few days. I get a call from him, and he goes on and
Bruce,
on.
You know the thing that's crazy though, Bruce? Like when it come down to it, like these guys, they don't have anybody reaching out to them. So as soon as somebody reach out to them, they embracing it, man. Like I literally I had Angel Manfredi
Oh yeah.
hit me, and
Wow.
like he and I was just like, bro, like I'm like, yo, I'm a big fan. Like I'm talking way before you got the Floyd fight, and he was just like, yo, like here's my number. Hit me whenever you're ready. Like so Grinda, I'm saying that, and I'm pretty sure Bruce Goes is saying that to say this. A lot of these legends and guys like that, all you really gotta do is just reach out just a little bit. They gonna meet you. They gonna meet you halfway, bro. They gonna meet you halfway. So that 61 can turn into 561 real quick.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I remember the first time Peter McNair sent me a friend request, and I thought I was bugging. And I remember telling my wife, I said, the guy who fought Mike Tyson is sending me a friend request. I'm like, this is a joke. Somebody's playing the game. This is not really him. So I said, let me accept it just to see what happens. So I accepted it. Not too long after I accepted it, guess who's calling me on video chat? Peter.
Yeah.
So when I see them, he goes, hey, Clarence, yes, don't try to adjust your phone. It's me.
Yo, that is funny, bro.
When he said that, I laughed at him, and ever since then, me and Peter, that's my brother. Like, me and him never get off the phone without telling each other we love him. I always tell him, I say, yo, Peter, I love you, my brother. And his wife ended up becoming cool with my wife, and everybody has each other's numbers.
It's a brotherhood for real. Like it's a brotherhood. Boxing is a brotherhood for real, and that's what it's really all about.
And it's all about sharing too. Because when Clarence got to know Peter, I did not know. Clarence hit me and he said, yeah, you know, Peter be watching you. Now this is like, I remember this is like I was in my 40s.
Yeah.
Really? So, yeah, he watched you. And he put the IG, and we talked to each other for like almost 2 hours and stuff. So it's a beautiful day,
bro. Hey, Grinda, you gotta really just. This is what I did. I made a list of dudes, like just some of my favorite guys, past, present. I just made a list of maybe like 10 or 15, and I'm like, I'm gonna reach out to them in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be, and I'm gonna see who reached back. Like, make yourself a list of like 10 or 15 people and just reach out to them. Bro, Vlog got an interview with Abel Ramos. Who would have thought Vlog would have got an interview with Abel Ramos? Like, he hit my line, like, and Bruce, you know how Vlog is. Vlog is just, he's Vlog. Like, he hit my phone, he like, bro, Abel Ramos said he gonna do an interview with me. I'm like, word. I'm like, oh, all right, that's what's up. He knows nothing about tech stuff. He don't know nothing about StreamYard, setting up a live, none of that. So he hit my line. He's like, yo, 5. He's like, I need for you to set up this live for me. I'm like, bro, I just got off work, man. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I said, yo, I'm gonna hit Shane up. I was just like, I'm gonna have Shane do it. He called Shane probably an hour before he was supposed to do the interview. He like, Shane, I need for you to set up this live. Abel Ramos gonna do the interview. I'm like, Vlog, you wait an hour before the interview to do, like, you know what I'm saying? But he was down with it. He was down with it.
Well, these guys, when some of these guys, when they want to do it, it's like, okay, we'll do it like right now. And I'm like, well, we got them. And if you say, well, we're gonna do it tomorrow, they might not even answer the phone.
That's a
fact. Like when Tim Witherspoon called me, I was on Mad Chads and I was doing a live on there with him. And Tim calls me and says, hey, Tim, you mind if I put it on speaker? He goes, no, go ahead. So boom, the first interview I did with Tim Witherspoon was like this, man. I'm holding my phone like that, and he's going and he's talking, and people in the audience and the chat are like, "Oh shit, man, he's got Witherspoon on there." And we did I had to hang it up. My phone was going on. The battery was dying in 2 hours. Mark Nash, shout out to you, brother. Thanks for stopping into the kindness. But yeah, man, I mean, some of these guys, they want to do it, and it's like, when? Right now, okay. No problem, man. Because I don't write questions down. I just shoot it off the top of my head.
Hey, Bruce, the thing that's crazy about these situations with these guys. I try to tell them like, yo, bro, like, let's just do a pre-recorded interview, this, that, and the third. They don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want it. Like they want to be live. They want to be live. I've had so many people tell me like, yo, Five, like you can't have these people on, you can't have these fighters on live. They might say something, this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, I might listen. I'm like, at the end of the day, if you get on with Grinda, you get on with Clarence, you get on with Bruce Goals, you get on with G5, you know what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm not editing nothing.
Nope.
When the interview, when the live is done, it's going up. Point blank, period.
The problem is they're focusing on the wrong thing. You focusing on what a fighter gonna say. You should be congratulating me for even getting that. Why are you worried about what he's saying? Like whatever he comes out he says. I have nothing to do with it. I'm not editing nothing. If he said something, he just said it. You know, I'm just not.
No. Well, I've already started doing my own interviews. I don't even call them interviews. I just call them chats.
Yeah.
We're just gonna shoot the shit. But like the times I've been out on different panels, I'll get an email from Major Key, from Black and Brown. People having people on their shows, and they know they're old school fighters, guys that I knew, and sometimes I get a look in Boxing Rep to refresh my memory. But it's great, and when I'm doing them now, they're telling me, okay, I'll be on in 5 minutes if you want. Yeah, no problem. It's only click StreamYard, quick live, and the way I'm going, I've only started. I'll go live and I'll see 5 people, 10 people, 15. All of a sudden there'll be 20 people in my chat, and that's fine. That's great, man. That's a full house as far as I'm concerned. And then when I look the next day, I got 200 views within 24 hours. I'm like, damn, this is getting fun.
I told Bruce Goals, because Bruce Goals will be in the channel. He check in like every day, and Shane vlog. We literally told him, we was like, yo, Bruce, you got one of the best boxing voices we've ever heard. Just period. And we was just like, yo, we appreciate you being on every day. But I said, I said, yo, we appreciate you being on every day. But I'm like, yo, your gift is too big. I said, you gotta go start your own channel. I said, you gotta start your own channel, bro. Like,
it's fun, but I like to come on to see the grinder. Duke, we do that fourth quarter talk every Friday afternoon, 6 o'clock, man. It's healthy. It feels good to do it, and that's another. There's about 5 things that I have above average knowledge in, and these are the things that I'm finding so many people dig them. They dig talking about the weed. They like talking about professional wrestling, the jazz, the boxing, and health and nutrition. I did one on hardcore bodybuilding the other day. I had Scotty from World Combat Sports on, and Big Duke was on there with me. And we're talking about Ronnie Coleman and Dorian Yates, and these guys shooting steroids. And it was a great show, bro. It was hardcore, and the stuff they eat, the amount of protein they have to gobble. It went by.
Hey, Bruce, you know the thing that's crazy, yo? The 4 or 5 things that you're an expert at talking in.
Not an expert, bro. Just
in my eyes, you are advanced knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? But the beauty of having these platforms is somebody that's running a weed joint might hit you up for a sponsorship. Somebody that's into the gyms, it might be a product that might hit you up for a sponsorship.
I'm a card carrying medical marijuana.
And he's a card. See, bro, I've had people that actually have like weed stores and stuff like that out in Cali, like hit me up trying to get like a sponsorship. Like it's just, you never know where it's going to take you. Yeah. It's never. They might see Bruce Goals doing that right now. He might have 3 people that got weed joints hit him up, be like, "Yo, I'm trying to sponsor your channel."
Listen, anything you do on here, you just never know. What type of doors it might open up. You know what I mean? You don't know what type of opportunities you get. Like I said, about 5 months after I started going live, I end up at the Florida Hall of Fame, and I'm meeting people that I never thought I would meet. I'm meeting Gallia the Grand. I meet Nate Campbell, even though me and Nate was already friends. I met him. I met so many people, and I'm sitting here looking at my wife like, this got to be a dream. Like, is it really meant for me to be here? She was like, it's meant for you to be here. And then last year in June, I go back to the Hall of Fame, and here it is. I'm sitting at the dinner table. I'm talking to Riddick Bowe. Bowe. I'm sitting having dinner with Nate Campbell and Riddick Bowe and my wife. Like, I'm talking to Bowe like he's my next door neighbor.
Oh, yeah. Stick a pin in me. Like dreaming, you know?
Yeah. Yo, I gotta jump off. I'll be right back on, Grinda.
Yeah, go ahead. I kept looking at my wife like, I'm talking to Riddick Bowe. She was like, I know. Why are you whispering? We know. Like, we know who you're talking to. But this is a guy that I looked up to. I wouldn't thought that. Still do. I mean, boxing will open up. No matter, like I said, no matter how corrupted it is, no matter what goes on it, this is a known fact that it will open up doors for you that you couldn't imagine.
Well, see, there's the business of boxing, and then there's also the sweet science. And unfortunately, we get in touch with the people who are involved in the sweet science. You know, their business days are pretty much gone. You know, the Nate Campbell and Riddick Bowe. You know, these guys are all in it. For, their hearts are in it now. And you know, it's not that squabble. It's not that A side, B side, crossing the street. The stuff we hear about, bro. It's pure boxing. And that's why I love talking to these guys who retired, or you know, they have something to talk about with boxing, sharing their experiences is with us. And like you said, it's so huge. My wife's, you know, she saw the time I was on a panel with Michael Nunn, and Michael was like such a nice guy, man. You know, he had a tough life. He had to do many years in prison for coke, and he talked about it. But man, you know, afterwards he said, "Man, if you guys ever get up here to Iowa, look me up. We're gonna go have dinner." And my wife's almost crying. She got like a tear in her eye because that was one of your heroes back then, man. I mean, Michael's second to none. Just invited you out to dinner, and you know, and Vinny Paz. I was on a panel with Vinny Paz. He's in Rhode Island. He says, "Vinny, I'm gonna meet you at the Foxy Lady. You gonna buy me a lap?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you a lap dance." So anyway, I'm gonna interview Vinny again because he's like a homeboy now, you know. I mean, Rhode Island, come on. We go to the same restaurants, we go to the same coffee shops, the same bars. That's how small the state is. So I'm just digging this. I'm digging all the excitement, all the energy, and the only thing is, I wish I had done this 25 years ago, you know.
Yeah, I wish I would have did my boxing thing 5-6 years ago, but it's okay though. I took advantage of it and started it, and we all did. We all started it when we were supposed to, because you know, if it's not meant for you to do something, it's not going to get done. So for everybody to be doing something now, it was meant for it to happen. It's not an accident, and hopefully 2, 3, 5 years from now, we're still doing it. The only difference is we get paid for our work. You know.
I like that background music there, Grinda. That's cool stuff, man. I got to look into getting.
Yeah, that's from StreamYards.
Yeah, that's relaxing. I can go to sleep to that.
That's really, relaxing. Man. That's a little better than like elevator music. That's almost jazz, you know.
Like you ever go to the hotel? You ever been to Atlantic City and then you hear their little music when you step in the elevator? I'm like, oh man.
You step in the lobby and they got a piano player in there, and you know, we're opening the junk, man. It was great.
You get your money's worth because it's just so relaxing.
Oh yeah, well, jazz is my thing, man. Me and the Grinda, we're gonna collaborate and we're gonna do a jazz show.
Definitely.
Because I live jazz. I used to hang out with musicians, man. I used to be snorting lines with them. I used to go backstage. I used to hear so many jams. If I only had this back in the 80s and in the 70s, man, the music that I could have recorded, the jams these guys used to do after hours. And like Monday nights, there was a club in East Providence called Bogies. And on Monday night, they had big band jazz. And this guy, Duke Belair, He was a drummer, and you Google the guy. He was a drummer for I don't know Woody Shaw and big bands back in the 60s and in the late 50s. And he does this jam thing on a Monday night. He used to. I don't think he does it anymore. He's got to be dead. But he would have all these musicians from New York City and Boston. Like Monday night was kind of a night off for these guys. And you know, what is a bus driver do on his day off, right? He goes for a bus ride. What does a restaurant owner do on his day off? He goes to another restaurant. Where was I going? What do jazz musicians do on their night off? They go to a club and play jazz. So anyway, all these people were from all over the New England and from New York and Atlantic City, and I mean they'd come there and they do a jam together. And I saw some big names there. I mean the percussionists, like you ever heard Ralph McDonald? I mean he wrote Donny Hathaway's songs. You know, Where Is the Love? I mean he was a percussion player for Roberta Flack, and I mean the trombone player Porky Cohen. He played with Johnny Carson. And he had Monday night off. He'd go play with Duke Belair. But anyway, man, it was just so cool. And it was so loud. You think a hip-hop concert in front of the speakers is loud, or a rock concert? These fucking guys with the trombones and the drums going, and the saxes in the front row, the baritone sax. And
the cello. Remember, can't leave out the cello now.
Hey, Underrated. Underrated. I gotta get ready to jump off, man, because I gotta make the wife some dinner.
Okay, got you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
No doubt. I'll see you. Y'all have a good night.
You have a good night too. Yeah. Yes, me and you, boo. Me and you, boo.
All right, Grinda, bang, bang. We know, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah,
I'm always bopping.
Yeah, man. This is great. This is great stuff, y'all. Well, let me get this up before we continue. Welcome to my channel, my secondary channel, the number one grinder. Real talk. We with my brother Bruce Gold, jazz and everything. We gonna collaborate. It's gonna be powerful too. And also we had G5 Jeff. He said he would be back, and so this is great time. This is the Underrated Box Talk number 61, y'all. Number 61. And it's gonna be great things gonna be happening. It's gonna be great day. Mark Nash, thanks for sharing this out for me. Thank you so much. And everything is, and this is great, man. I can tell you, I can say one thing that I'm around some brothers that are very talented. Very humble, and I cannot. Nobody. Even I shout out to Big Duke. You know,
Big Duke, the real deal, man.
The real deal. That's right. Yeah, shout out to him. You know the celebrities and talk about sports and health and all that. You know, I could say for me, I'm blessed, man. How many people that I'm talking about as a content creator talk to celebrities and they know your work?
Hey, you know, I treat everybody like a celebrity because you know everybody is. We're on YouTube. It's just like being on television. You know, sometimes I have older people come in my house, and I say older. I'm really talking about a little older than me, and they'll see me on here. Oh, Bruce is on TV. And they'll clear out. And I don't have any man cave, man. I'm just in my living room right now. I got my wife fixed it up behind me. She put some of my memorabilia back there. But I'm just in my living room. I got my 60-incher in front of me, and you know, this is big. I mean, it's big, and you know, I try to treat people that I come in contact with. They're very important, man. I mean, you know, you're coming on here and you're putting yourself potentially before billions of people. There's so many sites out there, so many channels, and you know, people share this. So you know, to me, I have to be on my best. You know, if I'm feeling shitty, I won't let myself feel shitty. You know, I'll get a couple of hits on the Toka 2. I'll start watching a few of my brothers I'm doing a live, and man, you know, maybe I'll jump in somebody's show. Maybe I'll put one on myself, just to spur the moment, just like the boxers. They want to do a live. I was almost going to do one tonight. I was listening to this trio. They're called Puss in Boots, It's Nora Jones, and I can't remember the other two, but it's these three chicks, and they play some cool music. You know, it's like a jazzy bluegrass kind of a Texas twangy stuff, and I was just gonna throw one of their concerts on and talk about it. Then I said, oh man, you know, I got the call from from the boxer that I want to do an interview with, and we talked for a half hour. And I said, shit, I gotta get on the grinders, man. I was supposed to get on there at 7:00, and I couldn't tell this guy, hey bro, I gotta go. I got something more important to do than you. But
No,
people,
but if you have to go, you have to go. No problem.
we're all equally as important. I don't have to go anywhere now, bro. I mean, whatever you want to do, man. I'll sit here.
But I'm glad that you're here. Did you see the thumbnail that I put up?
Yeah, I did, bro. I caught it out there. Who's in that thumbnail? Because I got YouTube on now. I got StreamYard on now.
Monsoon.
Carlos Monzon. All right, man.
Monzon.
Yeah, my memory is good shot.
And I think he fought Rodriguez.
Rodrigo Valdez.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yep, I saw that thumbnail, man.
I gotta put legendary because see now, if you notice lately, I've been putting. I want us to discuss about.
I noticed that.
That nobody's not doing it.
You're bringing back the legends, man.
Yes.
I saw a young Marvin Hagler yesterday on there. And he told me I didn't even recognize Sugar Ray
Seals, yeah. And a lot of people don't know that was a trilogy. And like you was talking about before, Marvin Hagler fought 3 times. They was best of friends for years. He fought him because he need the money.
For that surgery, for his eye surgery from getting.
That's what I'm saying.
Punches.
So when people told Marvin Hagler was cold, no, he did. He couldn't trust nobody. But him and Ray Seals was like this. It was like this. And I can imagine when Hagler passed, how Ray Seals felt. I know he had to hurt.
Yeah.
Here's a
man. So many boxers now. We're hearing so many stories of these guys that are down and out now. And before we really couldn't. We just thought they were just punch drunk, and nobody really could follow them because we didn't have the internet like we do now. And they'd fade out of the picture. But now we're seeing the effects of the beatings they took, and some of these guys, they're penniless. We would assume that they're kicking back all the millions that they made, man. A lot of these guys, that money's gone. They blew it. They invested in bad businesses. Most boxers, they didn't have the best accountants behind them. They didn't have good business sense. And I've talked to some of these guys who, they literally loan people thousands of dollars, to invest and to go in business. And now they're down and out, and they go try to hit them up for a 20, and they're like, they don't answer the phone when they call them up. It's messed up. It's a sad world. But the thing that we can try to do, if we can make these fighters, make these ex-fighters viable, let them know that if we can find some kind of resources out there, if we can help them, man, speaking engagements. And I know Trick Nolte, he's writing letters to the Boxing Hall of Fame. He's trying to get, because Trick, he knows everybody, and he's trying to get a lot of these retired fighters jobs as judges, and put in the school for referees. And,
they need to. I think there should be more fighters to be in these prestigious, a bit, because they know the game. That's what I'm saying. Like you got, as you know what I'm saying. You got former boxers. Former champions. That are bus drivers.
Yeah,
they do odds and end job just to make it. And they should get rewarded to be judges, to be promoters, and stuff like that. Come on, don't make no sense to me.
Someone told me Melvick Taylor's he works in a grocery store now.
Oh boy.
No, I didn't know he was still alive. That's how bad. I didn't know if he was alive or dead. And somebody said that I can't even say it was. I can't say for sure, but I don't not believe it, because that's how bad the ex-fighters have fallen. And some of them are lucky they even have jobs. Homeless. They don't have any other skills. Well, when they got out of high school, if they got out of high school, they were right into the gym. That was college. That was their education. And then they gave years of their lives. They gave their health. And then they get out of it, and they speaking with a slurred speech and no education. And what can they do? It's really a sad fact. And you're hearing that from a lot of ex-fighters today who are they're looking for jobs, for coaching jobs, for jobs as trainers. Just so, but that's where we come in, because we can bring it out there to the public. These guys can get their message out there. Iran Barkley's looking for fighters to train. Instead, come into Gleason's gym, ask for Iran Barkley. And bro, can you imagine a fighter not wanting to be trained by Iran Barkley? Let's see how he does, bro. He's got a wealth of knowledge in that head of his, bro.
It's like the way they treat these fighters is ridiculous. Like you said, that's when we come in. We gotta advocate for them. Because the way how these trainers right now and these judges right now is scratch your head. So picture you put a fighter in there. The judge, he's no. I'm looking. The judge would know. I mean, if you put a fighter as a judge, he would like, no, you need to look at. No, you're not looking. Look. I want you to look how he throw the punch. No, look, no, that's a punt. No, he got to roll for punt. No. They give you the detail, and that's all that be needed in this game, man. It seems like they just keep on disrespecting them. So like you said, it's up to us. We got to make sure they keep it going, because this boxing right here, I love it, but it's in the wrong hands of people. It is.
Mm-hmm.
But we watch it because we had the love for it, the science of it and everything. It just makes sense to me that these fighters, they should get these positions of boxing. It would change a whole lot. They can go and say, yeah, oh no, this ain't no pay-per-view. This is a regular fight. We need fighters. We need new voices like that. Analysts. You remember, Bruce, when we was coming up, analysts was off the chain. It was top notch. Right now, it's like we the analysts. We the ones.
So many fighters who need an income, and they could even mentor people. Go speak in front of high schools, things like that. Just to let them know that they're out there. And most fighters, I don't know, man. There's good fighters, bad fighters, but fighters that they have a lot to share with people. And man, and the sad reality is a lot of them are broke. They can't afford to pay the rent. They can't afford to keep the internet on.
Yeah. And this was the boxing they did. They just turn their head, act like ain't nothing happened. Come on. Gotta do better. Come on.
Yeah, it's just a sad fact. Boxers are independent contractors. There's no union for boxers. There's no pension plan.
Yeah.
They got their money, and they have to pay for their camps. They have to pay their trainers, their conditioning coaches, their food. The chefs who make the food. A lot of expenses that go in there, and that's all from the boxer's purse. So, it comes down to it. The fighter doesn't make as much as you think that they made, as much as you think they signed for. So, and as far as preparing for a future, it's a hard thing to do for anybody who has a steady income, let alone a boxer who's got a, you know, according to your popularity, according to the fights that you have, your income could vary from millions a year to thousands a year to some of these years where they're not fighting. I can't see how any boxer could have any income, period, because that's how a boxer makes his money is by fighting, right? As
Right.
far as I always knew. But with the situation that we've been going through, and who knows if it's going to get any worse. We're seeing cancellations. We're seeing fights that can't be made in certain countries, and oh, who knows what's going to happen, Grinda? We could go back to the freaking to the bubble if things don't improve, and that would suck big time, man. We
And then
wouldn't
them
see any
fight,
big fights.
yeah, and them boxers and them. I'm talking about the even the contenders back then. They wasn't making nothing.
The money involved in it, it's something where I really don't. I'm not a pocket watcher.
No, I'm not a pocket watcher either, but there's a difference from in the past and even now.
I don't even know, brother. I've heard all kind of crazy figures, and then I'll look at on the internet and I'll see it, years later what they said they made. But who really knows? I mean, I know, and I'm not gonna pry into it and look around for, because really I don't really care. I think they should have a manager who handles that, who's trustworthy.
Trustworthy, yeah.
Oh, we hear about the rotten managers and just fighters getting taken advantage of by greedy promoters. So it's a dirty business. You have to go in there with a plan. You see a lot of fighters, they'll stick with their families, and sometimes that's the smartest way to do it. And then you have to deal with the promoter, and a lot of personalities clash, and it's. I don't know how it works. Back in the day, they could make a fight, and you'd fight another big fight within 3-4 months. I mean, Larry Holmes fought so many big fights, and it was, and they went one fight after another. Sugar Ray Leonard, man, it was incredible during his career before he got hurt, the first time, and Hearns, all those guys, they just kept fighting, and that's why we still talk about them today. These fighters today, man. We're going to talk about Mario Barrios. We're going to talk about Keith Thurman. The only thing I'm going to talk about is the guys are going to say, yeah, I remember that fight, man. I had to spin that. My wife wouldn't let me spend $79, so I had to try to figure out how to get it. It's crazy world of boxing today, my bro. That's why I like to talk about the real fights.
Yeah.
What's happening in the ring. Even the fights that are going on now, man. I'm gonna watch Mario Barrios and Keith Thurman because it's got that a lot of question marks in there. And you were saying the other day there's 20 fights on that day. That's probably the most anticipated fight of the day. Definitely the most expensive fight of the day.
Yeah.
And how much you figure they're making? I have no idea. I don't have a slightest idea. I mean, you could tell me 100,000. You could tell me $1 million. You could tell me $5 million. How much is Keith Thurman getting to come back? No clue, man.
I don't even have a clue myself. I don't know.
But I'll bet you a lot of people say they do. A lot of people are doing shows about it, and they're talking about it. They have no clue how much they're talking about, where the sources are coming from. But everybody's pocket watching in this game.
Yeah.
And hey, man, it gives people something to talk about, something to do.
Yeah. Instead of talk about the breakdown of what the fighter and what they need to do to win,
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen in that fight? You think Keith Thurman's gonna have what he had 2.5 years ago?
That's a long time.
Mm.
To be inactive. But I'm saying, but Barrios, like, I'm saying, what are you gonna bring to the table though? That I'm saying.
I've only seen him once. I saw him when he fought Tank last time. I never even heard of him before he fought Tank. Everybody, oh, he was out boxing Tank. He was winning the fight. Yeah, but he got carried out of the ring, man. He got knocked out cold. And in the pay-per-view, Arthur Williams Jr., salute, bro.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I would say this, Bruce, that Noah Thurman as a KD veteran, if he's not being threatened, I think in the later rounds he's gonna walk through barriers.
Now, who did Keith Thurman fight last? Because I don't even know. I'd have to look it up.
I think it was Pacquiao, right?
Let's check it out.
I could be wrong, but I think it was Pacquiao. So it was 2.5 years.
All right, here. Keith Thurman's last fight. We'll go on box rec over here, bro. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao. Wow, was that long ago? August 20th of 2019. Yeah, and he lost that fight. So that's two fighters who lost their last fight are on a pay-per-view, but they're charging more money than they charge for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. They're charging the same amount of money for this card. It's an $80 card. It's ridiculous, man.
And both of them lost.
Yeah. Two fighters with losing records. I don't know, bro. It's what boxing's come to, but you're never going to see Bruce Groves pay for those crazy prices on fights. I just won't do it.
You pay for that?
No. There's so many alternatives. You go to Google and say, Google, where can I watch this fight for free? And they'll tell you, click here, bro. I mean, how can that be a crime if Google allows you to do it? People say illegal streams. It's not illegal. If it was illegal, the cops would be on your door. I walked out the house about 2 years ago, and I saw about 20 of those little FBI LTVs, the black ones, with the guys with the black hoods getting out of the car. But some guy was watching porno, child porno, and downloading and doing something nasty like that. Not streaming fights. Not streaming fights. Streaming fights is legal. Anything out there, you can watch it. You engage in these and disgusting activities out there. With children downloading. That's a whole different ball game. I saw them making the raid and carrying the guy's computer out. They're not going to do that if you stream a fight. People are so paranoid, and they're giving you 4G quality. It's too easy. What it does is it should send a message to these companies who put out these pay-per-views and tell them, right, you can show this fight on Fox on a Friday night, a Saturday night. Get a sponsorship for it. Show it over the air. Nobody in their right mind is going to pay that amount of money for it. Nobody.
No, nobody gonna pay for that. Yeah, and it's
I
crazy.
Can't wait.
Go ahead.
No, I can't wait for the sales. I can't wait to hear how many households bought that fight.
I could tell you, it ain't gonna sell well on a pay-per-view. I don't see it.
No, especially now where, there was a time where you'd have people over the house, a big fight with, the wife would make up, whatever. We'd order pizzas, we'd have beer all over the place. We'd have bombs. It would be an event, and people would chip in if it was, if it cost $80. You get 5 couples here. Everybody throws a 20, and you got enough to cover the whole night. But with this fight here, I couldn't find 5 people who would even want to see this fight. Never mind come over and have a gathering, and I mean, right now it's 16 degrees out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, who even wants to leave their house in weather like this? It's frigid out there. I didn't realize how cold it was. I'm looking at my screen over here, 16 degrees, bro. That is cold. I don't want to forget my dog out there, bro. I don't, you know. But the point is, it's not gathering weather. People just don't do that anymore. During this the occasional lockdowns that we're having, and basically the bottom line on that is, who the hell is Mario Barrios? And Keith Thurman, oh, is he still fighting? And he doesn't have a title. This fight. It's a title eliminator for what? Well, for WBC. I mean, I don't get it, man. I'm confused. Why is this? Why are you expecting people to pay $80 to watch this fight? The business of boxing, JT. It's crazy, but hey, we're not going to get anything better right now until something changes, from internally. And I don't see it happening. It's almost like they don't care what boxing fans want to see. They just care about keeping the machine rolling. Keeping these fights happening. I don't understand how they're making money. How they're making. It's got to be foreign deals, and I don't get it, bro.
I don't either. I really don't.
Nope. But hey, man, it's almost 10 o'clock. I gotta drop off.
Matter of fact, make your last remarks, please, and I'm ready to get off too. Make your last remarks, please.
Oh man, so much fun, Grinda. I'm really I'm sorry I couldn't come on earlier, but I had a call.
No, it's okay.
No. Let this finish, bro. I'm putting together an important show. I'm trying to get together some dynamite fighters to come on. Anybody who's listening, man, and you haven't subbed to me, shoot over to Bruce Goes Boxing, Jazz, and More on YouTube. Drop me a sub. All I'm looking for are views to come and join in the party. I talk boxing, I talk jazz, I talk health and nutrition, I talk professional wrestling, and I talk the Toka too and what goes in it. And it's always the good stuff, especially when I come see the Grinda. We have a good old time, bro. We smoke the stickiest of the icky over here, bro. We're smoking some grape ape. We're having a fucking hell of a time. I'm enjoying it. It's an adult zone. What I'm doing is 100% legal. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do hard drugs. I smoke weed. I love boxing. I love coming on and talking to my brothers. I've said enough. Bruce Goes. Peace out, everybody.
And yo, check it out. Bruce Goes will come to my channel. We gonna collaborate some stuff that y'all never ever gonna hear. So watch out, and that's gonna be the special underrated music talk. It's gonna happen real soon. You gonna see
some of the baddest jazz.
Yeah.
Some of the baddest jazz that we can share. Some of the experiences that we've had, man, and we're gonna chop it up. So, man. Peace out, everybody, man. Thank you.
I always appreciate you, my brother. Love you, bro.
Love you, man. God bless.
God bless you too. All right, that's the one and only Bruce Goes in the building. I want to thank Jeff G5 Jeff TV. Thanks for coming. You're gonna see him on the one and only Clarence McLean. Thank you so much. This is the last of the got it in you. I want to thank y'all participating in this. We're gonna get some more people on the panel, but it's all right. That's all right. So I gave y'all 59, 60, 61. This gonna keep on going. I might do a morning chat tomorrow morning. I might. Been thinking about it for a while. Might do that. Let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. But on behalf of my secondary channel, the number one grinder, real talk, yours truly, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube. Best business. If you travel to your destination or home, if you're single, travel with family members or friends, associates, etc. Be careful out there because the climate out there is real and it's crazy. We want you to take every safety precaution to protect yourselves. Like I said, the climate out there, and we don't want nothing to happen to y'all. We want y'all to get there safe to your destination or home. Right? And I appreciate that y'all roll with the number one grinder. And this is the last of the underrated boxing talk, number 61. Have a good night. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. This one is Ghost. Good night. Again, stay blessed.